Good morning to friends, disciples, and devotees. Today I read some comments of Sri Aurobindo on difficulties. So Sri Aurobindo is asked the following, and the person says, "Mother spoke to me of the right attitude as one without tension and strain, one which is full of sunshine and as spontaneous as a flower opening to the light. This is all very well for beings like you and the mother, who are avatars. But how can we poor mortals take this vague prescription for guidance? And how to get this attitude, if not through constant prayer, arduous meditation, and a constant effort to reject wrong movements?" Sri Aurobindo, you say that this way is too difficult for you, or the likes of you, and it is only avatars like myself or the mother that can do it. That is a strange misconception, for it is, on the contrary, the easiest and simplest and most direct way, and anyone can do it if he makes his mind and vital quiet. Even those who have a tenth of your capacity can do it. It is the other way of tension and strain and hard endeavor that is difficult and needs a great force of tapasya. As for the mother and myself, we have had to try always, follow all methods to surmount mountains of difficulties, a far heavier burden to bear than you or anybody else in this ashram or outside. Far more difficult conditions, battles to fight, wounds to endure, ways to cleave through impenetrable morass and desert and forest, hostile masses to conquer, a work such as I am certain none else had to do before us. For the leader of the way in a work like ours has not only to bring down and represent and embody the divine, but to represent too the ascending element in humanity, and to bear the burden of humanity to the full, and experience not in a mere play or leela, but in grim earnest all the obstruction, difficulty, opposition, baffled and hampered, and only slowly victorious labor, which are possible on the path. But it is not necessary, nor tolerable, that all should be repeated over again to the full in the experience of others. It is because we have the complete experience that we can show a straighter and easier road to others, if they will only consent to take it. It is because of our experience, won at a tremendous price, that we can urge upon you and others, take the psychic attitude, follow the straight sunlit path, with the divine openly or secretly upbearing you, if Secretly, he will yet show himself in good time. Do not insist on the hard, hampered, roundabout, and difficult journey. The mother's difficulties are not her own. She bears the difficulties of others also, and those that are inherent in the general action and working for transformation. If it had been otherwise, it would be a very different matter. The mother has often lost flesh and put it on again. It is lasting longer this time because of the pressure of the struggle in the material part of nature. For the main burden of the struggle on each plane has always fallen on her, since it is she who bears up all the others. You are quite mistaken in thinking that the possibility of the sunlit path is a discovery or original invention of mine. The very first books of yoga I read more than 30 years ago spoke of the dark and the sunlit way and emphasized the superiority of the second over the other. It is not either because I have myself trod the sunlit way or flinched from difficulty and suffering and danger. I have had my full share of these things, and the mother has had 10 times her full share. But that was because the finders of the way had to face these things in order to conquer. No difficulty that can come on the sadhak, but has faced us on the path. Against many, we have had to struggle hundreds of times. Parentheses. In fact, that is an understatement, in parentheses. Before we could overcome, many still remain protesting that they have a right until the perfect perfection is there. But we have never consented to admit their inevitable necessity for others. It is, in fact, to ensure an easier path to others hereafter that we have borne that burden. It was with that object that the mother once prayed to the divine that whatever difficulties, dangers, sufferings were necessary for the path might be laid on her rather than on others. It has been so far heard that as a result of daily and terrible struggles for years, those who put an entire and sincere confidence in her are able to follow the sunlit path. And even those who cannot, yet when they do put the trust, find their path suddenly easy. And if it becomes difficult again, it is only when distrust, revolt, abhiman, or other darknesses come upon them. The sunlit path is not altogether a fable. Namaste.